Hey, my name's John Roo. I developed the game Quest Arrest. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Budget Nostalgia for giving me the chance to do this interview and give me the chance to show my game to his audience. He did take a big part in helping me create this game, so I have to give him a lot of credit there. But I really appreciate you giving me the platform to do this interview, for sure. I started developing a few years ago, playing with Unity, and I just created some demos like a space game that I was making, but I didn't complete anything. That was the problem. I didn't finish anything, and this was kind of my first go at finishing something. So I wouldn't say that I have very much of a background in game development, but I started with Unity and came to a dead end really quickly and got confused and quit for a couple of months. And I think I picked up the Gameboy because I thought it might be a little bit more easy to traverse within that realm. I was gonna make a game in the first place. I just wanted to make a game. I didn't plan on finishing it, releasing it. I mean, I didn't intend on releasing it. I just intended on making it to learn. But I was talking to one of my friends, Couch Mom Tweets is her Twitter handle, about Police Quest and how much the games just kind of don't play as good anymore, and how it would be cool to have a modernized Police Quest. And you know, that's sort of what I'd like to pay homage to is that series. That along with many others like Pokemon or the Mario RPG series. I took a lot of inspiration from that for this game, but mostly Police Quest games were the ones that really did the trick for me. The game was not at all pre-planned. I sort of wrote things as I went and wrote things around the functions that I created. So I would make a function and then I would try to write story around that. Later, after all of the functions were settled and created, then Budget Nostalgia came in and helped me, you know, sort of solidify some of the story aspects and kind of get that part of it more defined. The skills that I found when making the game that were useful were coding. I had a lot of experience working with microcontrollers and like things like the Arduino and me and my dad build projects together for fun, and that really helped me a lot with logic and understanding like what needs to go into code and just understanding what it takes to build something like that, like a piece of software. Other than that, I think my experience with Unity and playing around with that really helped, and just really like experience with software in general from previous projects, whether it be video or audio. All of these things kind of helped me. The limitations on the Game Boy were the most frustrating part. Limited memory. You know, it was harsh. You know, you can only have so many sprites that are animated on the screen at one time. You can only have 4 colors. That made it hard to do, but it also made it a lot of fun to develop for, because it was kind of like figuring out a puzzle, trying to make bigger things happen with magic, I guess. Not magic, but like a trickery, you know? I suppose that's how a lot of games are made. They use compression techniques or whatever to try to squeeze things that normally wouldn't fit into their game. That's sort of one of the things that I had to deal with when developing for the Game Boy, and it was tough. There's a lot of things that didn't make the cut for the reason of limitation. I definitely would have loved to do a lot more specific effects that didn't get around to being put into the game simply because they weren't working right in the engine, or you know, too advanced maybe for my personal skill at the time. There was a lot of things that got cut that I want in the game and that I'm definitely going to be using in future projects. I've learned so much from developing Quest Arrest. It's amazing. A lot of patience. I've learned a lot about coding and scripting and writing and all these things, and I learned a lot, with Photoshop, and I learned so much. It was a humbling experience because it just really gave me a lot of respect for all game developers. Like, it's gonna be hard for me to ever say a game is bad in the future, unless if it's like real bad, like E.T., but it's gonna be hard for me to say a game is bad in the future because of the amount of respect and how down to earth this brought me, how much this smacked me in the face and kind of showed me, like, wow, these people are genius and they work really hard and they deserve a lot of respect. So I wish that I could give them the respect that they deserve through my games. So yeah, it's an incredible thing to see. It was an incredible thing to experience, and I can't believe how much work goes into creating these fun games that people play. What does the future hold for John Roo? I feel like there's a lot in the future for John Roo. I have a lot of goals in front of me. I want to make another game. I'm definitely going to make another game. I'm gonna make a color version of Quest Arrest. I'm gonna make a more expansive universe, a bigger engine, more functions. I want to make other games as well. I want the world in my hands. There's so many things. This has inspired me to want to develop forever and ever. I've been doing this as a hobby for a little while now, but I'd like to take it more seriously now if I can. After this experience, that's kind of opened my eyes to that. The game's gonna be available online March 1st, so everybody can go download it. I'll post links on the Twitter pages, which would be at Quest Arrest, or my own page at the Retro Room Roo. You can find it at Budget Nostalgia. I'm sure you're going to be posting about it with how much you helped with it. But yeah, it'll be available to be able to be played online through a web player and downloaded as a ROM to play on any device that you would like to play it on. Later, we're doing a limited run on physical copies. As much as I can. The manufacturing's kind of difficult and it's kind of hard working with manufacturers, so I'm in the process of working on that now. Hopefully I can get it done sooner than later. If somebody wants to get into game development, the advice that I have for them is to just do it. Open the engine and hop onto YouTube and just start learning, start studying. There's so many aspects to game design that you just don't even think about, and you can definitely learn and make a career out of just one of those aspects that you enjoy, or all of them. You can create indie games, If you want to get into game development and doing it, really the only advice that I can give you is to just jump in and do it, to try. Most of the battle is going to be you just studying and learning and understanding, and once you understand, you'll be able to make great games. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to grip it and understand it, and hopefully I can get to a point where I can make great games too. But I don't think it's out of reach for anybody who wants it. If you want it, you can grab it, and I feel like that goes for most things in life. If you want it, reach out for it and grab it. If you work hard enough, you're persistent and consistent, then you're gonna get what you want. Your dreams are gonna come true, and I believe in you. I really do. Thank you so much for having me on your channel, Budget Nostalgia. Emmett, you're just really the nicest person. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. I'm so forever in your debt, from being an executive producer on the game to doing some of the art design to most of the physical cover and physical aspects of it and the aesthetics of it, and just working so hard on this game with me, and I just really appreciate it, man. And thank you for letting me on your platform to tell my story even. Thank you everybody out there who is watching this. Thank you everybody who even takes one look at my game. You guys really are everything to me. I enjoy making games. I want to make good games that make people happy, and that makes me happy. So for you to even have made it this far in this interview makes me happy. So yeah, thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it, and thank you everybody who watched this.